Today, we are going to vote on the Game Awards. Best esports team. I don't watch any of these, so I'll let you guys tell me, who do you want me to vote for? Because I got no horse in this race. I don't give a fuck. I got no Uma in this Musume. You know what I'm saying? That was fucking garbage. Do not laugh at that. Go Falcons. All right, we're going Falcons. Oh, player's voice. Which is your favorite game of the year? Player's Voice, a 100% fan voted award across 3 rounds. Okay, I say this complaint every year and I'm gonna say it again. It is an absolute joke to me that the gacha games are allowed for this, because the only reason that they get so many votes is because the players just want free gems for summons, which is like absolute bullshit, by the way. I really don't like that. Anyway, out of these, I want to play Dispatch. So I had to edit a video for Dispatch, and that game is amazing. I would love to play that game on stream. The route that I saw is not the route that I would have taken, so thankfully it would still be like new stuff to me. But yeah, I can't lie, this shit is awesome. So I'm gonna vote for Expedition 33. Best esports athlete. We got Brock from Valorant. Oh my god, not Brock from Pokemon. Chovy, I know that guy because I edited videos that had that guy in it. Forsaken on Valorant, Kakeru in Street Fighter, Menard from Street Fighter, and Zywoo from Counter-Strike. Kakeru and Menard are fucking awesome. Menard won Evo, I believe, if I remember, for Street Fighter 6. But I'm gonna do my boy Haya a solid because he wanted me to vote for Kakeru, so I'm gonna vote for Kakeru. He's awesome. I like watching him. Okay, next is best esports game. Not a single fighting game to be seen, bro. Not a single fighting game to be seen, and that is an absolute travesty. What do you guys want me to vote for? The one and only League of Legends. All right, we'll do it. League of Legends. All right, can I get a real category? Okay, I have another complaint for content creator of the year that is like very confusing to me. I don't understand why, and I've been saying this for years, content creator of the year seems to only focus on like primarily streamers, which is like really bizarre to me, because like YouTubers are also content creators, you know? And I feel like there's a lot of really cool people in the gaming space, really just on YouTube in general, make really cool stuff. But for some reason, they never put a spotlight on streamers. I don't watch any of these people, so I'm just gonna go with whatever you guys tell me. I know these are like boring ass votes, but like genuinely, I don't watch any of these people, so I couldn't. I know Moist Critical's in Dispatch actually, so I'll vote for Moist Critical because he's in Dispatch. I didn't even think his performance was that great, but hey, he's in a cool game. Most anticipated game. Reorganizing an announced game that has demonstrably illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward. 007 First Light by IO Interactive, Grand Theft Auto 6 from Rockstar Games, Marvel's Wolverine from Insomniac, Resident Evil Requiem from Capcom, and The Witcher 4 from CD Projekt Red. I'm actually interested in all of these games. I'm not a big James Bond 007 guy. I've watched a few of the films. I don't really care for them, but this game looks really good. And IO, I really love what they've done with the Hitman games. They're really great. So I actually think this game's gonna be really good. Grand Theft Auto 6, I mean, listen, I know that there's like a sudden wave of people that are just like, oh, Grand Theft Auto, who fucking cares? I think like generally most people agree, dude, Grand Theft Auto is kind of fucking awesome. And I know it is like the most mainstreamist of mainstream games, but like, it got there for a reason, man. Grand Theft Auto is great. So yes, I am looking forward to GTA 6. I'm just not like a massive Grand Theft Auto fan where I'm like, holy fuck, I need GTA 6 now. Yeah. And Wolverine, I mean, come on, it's fucking Wolverine. He's awesome. Insomniac Games has done an incredible job with the Spider-Man games. I have not played Spider-Man 2. I've only played Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales, and I thought they were both fantastic. I loved both of them. So naturally, yes, I'm excited for Wolverine. Resident Evil Requiem is coming out very soon, and it looks fucking amazing, bro. Resident Evil Requiem looks really good. Grace, the new protagonist, looks really, really cool. I like how they're kind of framing her as not really like anyone else in terms of Resident Evil protagonists. I think it'll be interesting. And The Witcher 4, I mean, it's the fucking Witcher. Like, of course it's gonna be amazing, right? The Witcher 3 was a masterpiece. Blood and Wine, I think to this day is still the best DLC expansion like ever made in any game ever. So yeah, of course The Witcher 4 is gonna be fucking awesome. But my vote out of these, it's between Resident Evil Requiem and Marvel's Wolverine. For me personally, I'm gonna go with Resident Evil Requiem. Very, very excited for this game. Can't wait for it. No KH4 and no FF7 Part 3, bro. What the fuck? What the hell? Best adapt. Okay, this is another joke fucking category. All right, I'm just gonna be straight. This category, what the fuck am I looking at, bro? What the fuck am I looking at? We got a Minecraft movie, Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell Deathwatch, The Last of Us Season 2, and Until Dawn. Bro, this category was made just for The Last of Us to win something. No? Like, what the hell? Where's Sonic 3, man? I would vote for Sonic 3. I would vote for Sonic 3. I did not watch any of these. The only one I'm interested in really watching is Devil May Cry because I'm a big fan of the Devil May Cry series. I heard that it sucks, but I've never seen it, so I can't judge it personally. I have no interest in... I didn't even know that there was a Splinter Cell, like, anime. I didn't even know that happened. I love Splinter Cell, but, I mean, I don't like it enough to go watch a show about it. Until Dawn is, like, a meme game to me. Like, it's entertaining, but it's, like, funny. It's not like... I don't think it's actually good. I just think it's funny. Minecraft movie, come on. Chicken Jackie, like, be serious, be serious. I'm gonna vote for Devil May Cry because this is the only one I want to watch. So that's like the only thing influencing my vote here. I wanted Sonic 3 so bad because Sonic 3 was like a legit really good movie. I loved it. I was like, dude, okay, because like Sonic 1 is okay. The first Sonic movie is just okay. Sonic 2 was like, this is pretty good. Sonic 3 was legit really good, dude. Sonic 3 was legit really good. I loved it, man. The ending, bro, I was like swelling up just because they were playing Live and Learn. I was like, nah, this is too much, man. This is too peak. This is too peak. Was Sonic 3 even this year? For the way that the Game Awards operates, it was. So if you don't know how the Game Awards operates, because you might wonder why, so there's a game that you'll see on here that technically did not release this year, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, but it's up for nominations. So the way the Game Awards operates is it's from November of last year to November of this year. Anything that releases in December does not count. So the Sonic movie came out in December, I believe, of last year, or it was late November. It was outside of what would have been the jurisdiction for the Game Awards last year. But it is within the jurisdiction for this year. And so I think what honestly happened was just the people in the voting jury just forgot about it because, you know, and probably had the same reaction that you did, Zach, which was, didn't that come out last year? But then clearly enough people in the voting jury remembered that Indiana Jones came out in December. So this is why I think they should just do the Game Awards in January. I don't know why they do it in December personally, but whatever. This happened with Smash Brothers Ultimate. If you don't remember, Smash Brothers Ultimate came out in December. And so because of that, it was not up for Best Fighting Game or Game of the Year, but the year after it was, because November to November. Okay, Best Multiplayer. For outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform. Arc Raiders from Embark Studios, Battlefield 6 from Electronic Arts, Elden Ring Night Rain from Software, Peak from Aggro Crab, and Split Fiction from Hazelight. I'm not a multiplayer guy. I like co-op games, but it's very rare that a co-op game will actually interest me. Most co-op games don't interest me. Out of all the games here, the only one I would actually play is Split Fiction. I don't really have any interest in Peak. I don't have any interest in Elden Ring Night Rain, no interest in Battlefield 6, and no interest in Arc Raiders. So I'm sorry, I can't really vote for stuff I have no interest in, so I'm going with Split Fiction. I like Hazelight's games. I think they're really cool. Best Sports/Racing. For the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game. EA Sports FC 26, F1 25, Mario Kart World, Rematch, and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. This is a fucking sweep for me, man. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is incredible. This game is amazing. It is way too expensive. I'll be straight, it's way too expensive. But if you get the chance to play this game, dude, this is one of the best kart racers I've ever played in my life. Maybe the best. Right now I'm playing Kirby Air Riders and I fucking love that game too. So I guess best kart racer for me is in between Sonic Racing and Kirby Air Riders. Again, you know, talking about the whole like weird voting time period, Kirby Air Riders came out too late to even be up for an like nomination. So that's why it's not here, most likely. But yeah, dude, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is amazing. I know Mario Kart World is great too. I have not played it, but I have played Sonic Racing and my God, it is a banger of a game. It's so good. Best Sim Strategy. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles from Square Enix, Jurassic World Evolution 3 from Frontier Developments, Sid Meier's Civilization 7 from Firaxis Games, Tempest Rising, Slipgate Ironworks, The Altars from 11-Bit Studios, and 2 Point Museum from 2 Point Studios. Now, I'm gonna be straight. My vote is on Final Fantasy Tactics, but I have to explain. I actually don't think Final Fantasy Tactics should be on here. Okay? I'm voting for it because it is, and I love Final Fantasy, but I don't think this game should be on here. Excuse me. I know that Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles is essentially a remake because I had to rebuild the entire game from scratch because I lost the source code. But when you look at that game, you know, excluding the fact that they rebuilt it from scratch, it is effectively Final Fantasy Tactics. It's not really like, it's nothing more than that. So to me, it feels more like a straight remaster than anything. And I've never felt that remasters deserve to be up for a nomination, because that's like, remember, I think it was last year for best fighting game, like half of the nominees were just like remasters of old like Capcom games. Like, dude, I don't think that's fair. I would have rather it go to like some indie fighting game or something like that. But it's up here, so I'm gonna vote for it. Okay, the next is best family game. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Nintendo EPD. Lego Party, SMG Studio. Lego Voyagers, Lightbrick Studios. Mario Kart World, Nintendo EPD. Sonic Racing Crossworlds, Sonic Team. And Split Fiction, Hazelight Studios. All right, I also got to complain about this one. Okay, to me, a family game is something that you could play. The game almost feels like you have to play with other people. You know what I'm saying? That to me is a family game. Now, I have played a little bit of Donkey Kong Bonanza. I need to finish it. And I will tell you straight up, Donkey Kong Bonanza is a fucking masterpiece. It's amazing. And I did play it co-op with my partner for the few hours that I played it. And it's fun in co-op. However, Donkey Kong Bonanza, you can tell if you play it, was mainly built as a single player experience. It's not really built as a multiplayer experience, because the second player is effectively just like pressing a one button. They're not really doing anything. So I don't consider it a family game. To me, it's more of a single player game. So I don't think Donkey Kong Bonanza should be here. Everything else I think is fine, but I'm voting for Sonic Racing Crossworlds because this game is fucking peak, dude. This game is fucking peak. It's so good. Best fighting game. For the best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat. Oh my God. Okay, so it happened this year too. This is like another example of what I mean by this is just like dumb to me. Okay, 2XKO from Riot Games, Capcom Fighting Collection 2 from Capcom, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves from SNK, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection from Digital Eclipse, and Virtua Fighter 5 by RGG Studio. Once again, dude, this is like ridiculous to me. Over half of these are remasters. Like Capcom Fighting Collection is a remaster, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is a remaster, and apparently it was horrible. Virtua Fighter 5 Revo is effectively like a souped up remaster of VF5. So the only new games here are 2XKO and Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. That's like really disrespectful, I think, to all of the cool like indie fighting games that come out. But it is what it is. If I had to vote out of these, I would pick Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. I think this game is really cool. Also, I really want to play that girl with the glasses. She looks fucking fun as hell. Best RPG. Oh boy, another one that I have to bring out a complaint for. For the best game designed with rich player customization, rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. So these games are Avowed from Obsidian, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 from Sandfall, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 from Warhorse Studios, Monster Hunter Wilds from Capcom, and The Outer Worlds 2 from Obsidian. Monster Hunter fans might get mad at me for this. I also don't consider Monster Hunter Wilds. I wouldn't put it in this category. I know that they have including massively multiplayer experiences, but I would have put Monster Hunter in like best multiplayer. You are not playing this game primarily as an RPG. You're playing it as a multiplayer experience. I don't think it should be here. This is the slot where I think Trails in the Sky first chapter should have been. Out of these games, I actually do want to play Avowed. I do want to play The Outer Worlds 2. I don't really have any interest in Kingdom Come Deliverance. It just doesn't look like my kind of game. I know it has a lot of fans, and hey, I'm happy for you guys that got nominated. It's not something that I'm interested in. That being said, my vote is for Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I do think that this game is generational. This game is incredible. It's absolutely amazing. And I do think it deserves all of the love that it's been getting. This game is like genuinely generational. I have a lot to say about it, but I'll talk more about it when we get to Game of the Year. Best Action Adventure. This is such a weird, I've always thought this is such a weird category. For the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach from Kojima Productions. Ghost of Yote from Sucker Punch Productions. Hollow Knight Silksong from Team Cherry. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle from Machine Games. And Split Fiction from Hazelight Studios. I do want to play all these games. All these games look right up my alley. I actually hate Indiana Jones, by the way. I don't like the character or his movies, but the game looks really good, and I like Machine Games a lot. Like, I really enjoy the Wolfenstein games, so I do kind of want to play this. You know, I think what Hollow Knight is doing is really cool. I do. I would go with Death Stranding too, personally. From what I've messed with on Hollow Knight Silksong, it's cool. Ghost of Yote, I really want to play. It looks fun. I think Death Stranding 2 is the most to my personal taste of what I would like enjoy the most. Best action game. For the best game in the action genre focused primarily on combat. This one feels like a shoe-in easy pick for me. It's got to be between either Ninja Gaiden 4 or Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Like, not even close. I know I love Hades 1, and I'm sure Hades 2 is really great. I mean, I have it like right next to me. I've not played it yet. I do want to play Hades 2. Hades 2, I'll do one stream of this. And again, Shinobi looks fucking awesome. But dude, I'm a big fan of Ninja Gaiden. I have wanted a brand new Ninja Gaiden for years. And I know I have not played it, but like everything I've heard, everything I've seen, this game looks like a masterpiece in action, dude. It's gotta be Ninja Gaiden 4. Like, dude, it's gotta be Ninja Gaiden 4. Come on. Best VR AR. For the best game experience, playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform. I don't play VR games. The only VR game I want to play is Half-Life Alyx. I guess I'm just going to ask you guys to tell me what to vote here, like I did with the earlier esport ones, because I don't even know what any of these games are. I edited a video of the Midnight Walk. It did not really look interesting to me. Deadpool VR? Okay, I'll vote Deadpool. Best mobile game. For the best game playable on a mobile device. Destiny Rising from NetEase Games. I didn't even know that that was a thing. Persona 5, The Phantom X, Black Wings Game Studio. Sonic Rumble, Rovio Entertainment. Oh, Rovio made that? I didn't even know that. Uma Musume, Pretty Derby, Psy Games. And Wuthering Waves, Kuro Games. The only mobile game I have played here is Persona 5, The Phantom X. And I don't like it. I think it sucks. I'm going to vote for Uma Musume Pretty Derby because even though I don't have any interest in the game, from what I've been told, it's actually like a legit pretty good game. And all my friends are enjoying it. So this vote's for my friends. Best debut indie game. For the best debut game created by a new independent studio. Blueprints, Dogu Bomb, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Despelote from Julian Cordero, and Dispatch by Ad Hoc Studio. All right. I gotta say something on this that is weird. Yeah, I did cock it for you. I am somebody that's championing Expedition 33. I am. However, I don't know why it is on best independent, like best indie game. It is an indie game. Yes, it is. However, Sandfall Interactive had a like relatively established publisher behind them, which is Kepler Interactive. They gave them, or they helped them a lot with like funding the game and marketing the game and all that kind of stuff. So I don't really know why it's on here. It's very strange to me. As far as I know, Dispatch did not, and that was entirely done on their own. So I'm actually going to vote for Dispatch and not Expedition 33. Dispatch is really fucking cool. I highly recommend it. It's not super expensive and it's not a very long game. Highly recommend it. Best independent game. Wait. Okay, hold on. What is the difference between indie and independent? Because this could change my vote. For the best debut game created by a new independent studio. For outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. Okay, so independent game is a game made without a publisher, and this is a game with a publisher. This is confusing. I'm gonna be honest. This is very confusing. I'm gonna keep my vote on Dispatch, but that's very weird. Because if this is the case, like they literally list the publisher of Expedition on here. That's very weird. I heard really good things about Blueprints, but I don't have any interest in it personally. I heard amazing things about Absalom. I also don't have any interest in it though. I'm going to vote for Hades 2. Best community support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates / patches. Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios, Final Fantasy 14, Square Enix, Fortnite, Epic Games, Helldivers 2, Arrowhead Game Studios, and No Man's Sky from Hello Games. So I do this like every year. I think it's kind of insane that No Man's Sky is still like breaking new heights in terms of player count. I don't even have any interest in No Man's Sky. I just have to vote for it because I think that's just cool. That is just really cool. And for what that development team went through, it's amazing how much they turned it around. I'm probably going to vote for it again here on Best Ongoing. Just once again, like amazing stuff from that team. I'm really happy for them. Games for Impact, for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Consume Me from Jenny Zhao Xia. Despelote from Julian Cordero, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight from Compulsion Games, and Wanderstop from Ivy Road. The only games that I know about here are Despelote, Lost Records, and South of Midnight. I'm like mildly interested in these 3 games. Probably the one I want to play the most is Despelote, but I don't have too much of a big horse in this race, I'll be honest. Innovation in accessibility. We are recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ubisoft, Atom Fall, Rebellion, Doom the Dark Ages from id Software, EA Sports FC 26, and South of Midnight from Compulsion Games. I don't know that much about like what these games are doing for innovation, so I can't vote on that front. I'm just gonna say Doom is cool, so I'm gonna vote for Doom. Sorry. Best Performance, awarded to an individual for voiceover acting, motion, and or performance capture. Ben Starr, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Charlie Cox, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Erika Ishii, Ghost of Yote, Jennifer English, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Konatsu Kato, Silent Hill F, and Troy Baker, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I have heard all of these performances, and this is an insanely stacked category. Erika Ishii is incredible as Atsu in Ghost of Yote. Troy Baker did a fucking great job as Indy. And Konatsu Kato, even though I played the game in English, and I actually think Susie Young, who voices the English version of Hinako, who's the character Konatsu plays, Susie Young also absolutely murdered it. I think she did an amazing job. Konatsu Kato, I did go back and watch the cutscenes in Japanese, and she also did an impeccable job with Hinako Shimizu. Jennifer English, Ben Starr, and Charlie Cox are fucking phenomenal as Verso, Mael, and Gustav. They're incredible. To be honest with you, I don't even know. I don't even know what I would vote in here. I legit have no idea. Three Expedition nominations is crazy. The performances are that good. I would even go as far as to say, like, instead of Troy Baker, I probably would have put up Andy Serkis as Renoir Descendre from Claire Obscure, because he also was incredible as Renoir. I really don't know. I'm not gonna lie. It's Ben for me. Still mad he lost with the Clive nom 2 years. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah, he was amazing as Clive, and he's amazing as Verso. I think because Expedition is going to get a lot of awards here, I want to kind of divide up my votes, and I'm gonna vote for Konatsu Kato in Silent Hill F. But I really do think everyone else is like just as good, if not better. Best audio design. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. I really think for best performance, there was like no wrong answer there. Battlefield 6, Battlefield Studios, EA. Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Sandfall Interactive. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Kojima Productions. Ghost of Yote, Sucker Punch Productions. And Silent Hill F, Neobards Entertainment, Konami. I have heard the sound design and everything here except Death Stranding 2, and they're all amazing, but I do think one of them is like a very clear winner, and that is Silent Hill F. Silent Hill F, the stuff that they do in that game audibly is like unbelievable. Like some of the craziest game audio I've ever heard in my life. Really good stuff by the team at Neobards. Best score and music. For outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. Of course they added this. I really did not like that Guardians of the Galaxy was up the year that it was, because like half of that soundtrack was licensed music. Like that's insane to me. Okay, Christopher Larkin, who composed Hollow Knight Silksong. Darren Korb, composer of Hades 2. I'm gonna mispronounce his name. Lorian Testard, composer of Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Toma Otoa, composer of Ghost of Yote. Woodkid and Ludwig Forsell, composer of Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Now, I have only heard the soundtrack of Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and I've heard a little bit of Hollow Knight Silk Song. I'm familiar with Darren Korb's work because of Hades 1, and Hades 1 is an amazing soundtrack. And then I've never heard anything from Ghost of Yotei or Death Stranding 2. I'm voting for Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It's the one I played, and it's the one I've heard the most from, so that's basically my frame of reference for it. Best Art Direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Sandfall Interactive. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Kojima Productions. Ghost of Yotei, Sucker Punch Productions. Hades 2, Supergiant Games. And Hollow Knight Silk Song, Team Cherry. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. If Silent Hill F was up here, I would have picked that. However, it is not, and I gotta pick from these. And I'm gonna say, in terms of like outstanding creative and stuff like that, these 3 games are beautiful. They look amazing. However, all right, and I know I'll get flack for this, and I'm sorry if that pisses you off. Ghost of Yotei looks very much like Ghost of Tsushima. It's beautiful, it looks really cool, but it's not doing anything new. Hades 2, also visually, it's beautiful, it looks amazing. I don't think it's doing anything new compared to Hades 1. Hollow Knight Silk Song, same thing. Now, Death Stranding 2, I have not seen enough of it to be confident in my opinion on this, but from what I have seen of Death Stranding 2, I think it looks artistically different enough from Death Stranding 1, just like in terms of like environmental design and stuff like that, that I think it is gorgeous. However, because Expedition 33 is a brand new title compared to all 5 of these, it is the only brand new title with a brand new artistic vision that we have never seen before. I have to go with Expedition 33. I'm sorry. That game looks unbelievable to me. I know some people, and I don't blame, some of my closest friends think the game just looks like UE5, like tech demo, and I can't really blame them for seeing it that way, but I personally really like it. Yeah, it's what Jesus said. I have a few friends that feel the same way, and honestly, I can see it. I get where it's coming from. For me, I think it blends everything really well. But I do get that, I honestly think any of these could win this personally. But for me, I would pick Expedition. I really love the look. Best Narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Sandfall Interactive. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Kojima Productions. Ghost of Yotei, Sucker Punch Productions. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Warhorse Studios. And Silent Hill F, Neobards Entertainment. Okay, so I guess I can talk about the story here for Expedition. I'm not going to talk spoilers though. So halfway through the game, the big reveal of that game happens. And I'm not going to say like what it is or anything, but my initial reaction to it was very largely negative. And a lot of that, as I've come, like gone through a lot of time and thought about it, because obviously I don't feel this way anymore. I felt very negatively towards the twist of the game, largely because of my experience with other, I'm not going to like name anything, but other IP that have done similar twists and just completely fucking it all up and really not sticking the landing on what they're doing. And I think that my initial reaction to that, I'm glad it's on there because I think it'll make for a great like video down the line to see me actually like flip opinions on it in real time. But I definitely believe that my negative reaction to that was completely like not fair, I think, to the writers at all. I think it was not fair to judge it based off of my previous experiences. I should have just rolled with it and seen what happened, be cautiously optimistic, because I do think where the game lands, it's like generational, dude. It's like absolute peak. I fucking loved it. And it retroactively makes what I thought was going to be a bad twist a really amazing twist. And I'm excited to see what they do more with it. I can't speak on Death Stranding. What I can speak on is I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're a fucking Kojima fanboy or whatever, if you like Kojima stuff. I can only speak to how I feel, and I've always thought Kojima tells amazing stories. I know some people think that Metal Gear goes off the rails and stuff. I love it. Metal Gear Solid 4 is my favorite Metal Gear Solid, and I know that for a lot of people that one's just an absolute mess. I loved it. I love Metal Gear Solid 4. I love how crazy Kojima is with his stories. From frame one, I wanted to play Death Stranding. I just never got around to it, and I really He's good at writing bad stuff, right? Because like he like, I don't know how to explain Kojima, dude. It's like, I don't know if I could like sit there and be like, oh yeah, this is like profound or good or anything like that. But like what he writes is so like beautiful in like the most stupid way. And it's just amazing. Like, I don't know, I love Kojima's work a lot. And I really want to play Death Stranding. I've heard that Ghost Yote is great. I've heard that it's, you know, fun or whatever, but I highly doubt it would like reach my like peaks of narrative. I don't know anything about Kingdom Come Deliverance, so I can't say anything. And I have not yet finished every route of Silent Hill F. I wanted to finish all of them before voting because I actually do think that Silent Hill F has potentially the best narrative of this year. Silent Hill F is, I'm not going to spoil, tells a very, very profound story that at one point in playing through it, I literally had to put my controller down because it hit home for me. So like it shell shocked me. I literally had memories of my own personal life, even going just like a couple years ago, rushing to my head, and seeing it portrayed in a game was like, that very rarely happens for me. And that happened with Silent Hill F. It's told in a very interesting and beautiful way that I know other games have done, and I'm a fan of the other games that do this sort of storytelling, like Nier Automata. I can't honestly sit here and tell you if I think that method of telling a story is good, you know, of playing a game several times over. But I don't think it's correct to say that it's bad because the artist felt like this was the only way that they could tell their story. Because I'll be honest, after there's 5 endings, I've only done 3 of them. From what I have played, I actually don't think there's another way you could have told the story. Yeah, I think Silent Hill F is pretty phenomenal. So for me, it is between E33 and Silent Hill F. I'm probably gonna go Silent Hill F just because of the personal connection I have to the story that's being told in that game. But I also have like a personal connection to the story of Expedition 33, so it's like, damn, I don't know, man. This might be one of those things where like, I know Expedition's gonna win a lot of awards, so I kind of want to vote for something else. It's pretty close for me, but I'm gonna pick Silent Hill F for narrative. Okay, next, Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Okay, I actually think that Death Stranding 2 probably would win this for me if I had played it, because my experience with Kojima games is the way that he directs them and makes you play like certain sections is like unlike most other games I've ever played. So I would honestly be pretty confident in saying Death Stranding 2. I'm not gonna lie. And that's coming off of a guy who did play Expedition. And I think Expedition is like a masterclass of a video game, but I feel like I might pick Death Stranding 2 if I had played it. I think I will vote for it, for Death Stranding 2. Oh wow, okay, we're already here. Game of the Year. Recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Sandfall Interactive, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Kojima Productions, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Nintendo EPD, Hades 2 Supergiant Games, Hollow Knight Silksong Team Cherry, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 Warhorse Studios. Bro, this is like one of the most stacked fucking Game of the Years possible. And I mean, Jesus is saying in chat right now, you guys can tell what I'm gonna pick, but I do at least want to talk a little bit about Donkey Kong Bonanza, funnily enough. So I only have about 4 hours on that game. I'll say Nintendo EPD, the other game I played from them was Super Mario Odyssey, and I think Super Mario Odyssey is the greatest 3D platformer ever made. I also think it's just one of the best games ever made. Mechanically, it is one of the most fun platformers ever, just like honestly video games in general. And so I was very excited to play Donkey Kong Bonanza. Now, I'm not done with it, but from what I have played, I'm getting similar feelings with Donkey Kong Bonanza. I think, I mean, I'll be real, I would never pick Donkey Kong Bonanza as my game of the year, because it's just, you guys know like what my taste in games are, but I want to talk about it just a little bit because I think that game is fucking incredible. It's really cool. And even in just the few hours I played, I was like, whoa, this is a hell of a video game. But yes, my game of the year out of these picks is Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I have never, I don't think, played a game where I swung so hard on the negative side and then swung all the way back on the positive side. And I don't know if I've ever had that happen with a game before. I literally went from like, damn, this game is really good to, oh my God, I don't know if I like this at all, to this game is a generational fucking absolute cinema masterpiece. Like, this game went all over the place for me. It was such a ride. Something I actually would like to talk about. Because I had a discussion with one of my friends about Expedition. Okay, so we were talking about Expedition 33, and so my friend said, I'll keep it a stack. I think while the gameplay is fun and unique, it isn't amazing, which I know is a hot take. Story, though, is fully unique, and I can't say much on it. And this was my response. I said, I'm with you. I like the gameplay, but for me, it's very, very reminiscent of like 5 other JRPGs mixed together. And I'm not saying that that's bad, but it's not my favorite either. I just think it's solid. For the story, it reminds me of FF10 and Xenoblade 3 mixed together. The quickest way I could sum up how I feel is I think Expedition 33 is the most perfect celebration of what the JRPG genre is about. And I've never seen another developer that's a fan of things like Final Fantasy, Persona, etc., and be able to adapt that into their own culture, being French, and feel like it's its own thing while still very clearly pulling from other things. The level design reminds me of Souls. The combat reminds me of Lost Odyssey and Paper Mario. The world map and Pictos are like Final Fantasy. The conversations are like Persona, and I think it's awesome that it can borrow all of that but still be unequivocally French as shit. And I want to say that because, yes, I do think that Expedition is a lot of other games mixed together, but I also feel like a lot of people use that as like a negative towards the game, that it's not doing anything wholly new or interesting. But here's the thing, it's taking all of these different aspects of different games and then becoming unique and original, because there is really no other game that comes to my brain immediately that plays exactly like Expedition 33, that has like Souls-like level design with a Final Fantasy world map and character upgrade system, with a Persona type social link system that also has Paper Mario combat. You know, I can't think of like another game that does that. Now, am I a fan of all those things? Not necessarily. You know, I love Souls-like level design, but I don't really care much for like bonfires, which this game has essentially. I like Paper Mario combat, but it's not like my favorite combat of all time. Same with like Lost Odyssey. I like Final Fantasy world maps. I love fucking, you know, the character upgrade systems from Final Fantasy. I love Persona social links. I love all these different things. And I think it's cool that the guys at Sandfall were able to take all those different aspects, put them together with a nice layer of baguette over it, and have it feel original because it's deriving from so many different things. The next game is going to be insane 100% because now they have the money for real. And I do agree with you. Yeah. Like I am of the opinion that, like, because people kept asking me during my playthrough, like, oh, don't you think Persona should get this kind of combat? Don't you think Final Fantasy should do this? And I kept saying no. And I had to always give the context. It's not that I think the combat is bad. I think the combat's really good for what Expedition is. But I would not want to see this kind of combat in every JRPG ever going forward. I think what makes JRPG combat interesting is that a lot of them play so differently and have their own unique, weird quirks to them. And I think Expedition does what it does really well. But I do not want to see every other game follow that. The highest praise that I could give to this game is that, like, you know how Final Fantasy VII defined a whole generation of RPGs? And how Persona 5 defined a whole generation of RPGs? That's what this game is gonna do. 10, 20, 30, 40 years down the line, I'm very confident in saying that Expedition 33 will be remembered as one of the most like incredible RPGs ever created in history, and like will be a game that people will go to for like, oh dude, that game, the Expedition everyone talked about like back in the day was so popular. I guess I should go check it out. Like this is that kind of game, I think. I think this game is that good, and I think it will be remembered and it will stand the test of time. I do think that there is a lot of people that unfortunately, you know, weaponize it. And I think that there's unfortunately a lot of people that, because they see so much hype and people gassing it up, they choose the other route of like, well, it's actually shit. And I was like, dude, no, it's really not. It is that good. All right, this is my voting card. So, going from the bottom. Best esports team, Team Falcons. Best esports athlete, Kakeru. Best esports game, League of Legends. I did not vote these, by the way. This was all voted by you guys. I would never vote for League. Content creator of the year, Moist Critical. Okay, this is where I started voting myself. Most anticipated game, Resident Evil Requiem. Best adaptation, Devil May Cry. Best multiplayer, Split Fiction. Best sports racing, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Best sim strategy, Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. Best family, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Best fighting, Fatal Fury: City of the Wolves. Best RPG, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Best action adventure, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Best action game, Ninja Gaiden 4. Best VR AR, Marvel's Deadpool VR. Best mobile game, Uma Musume Pretty Derby. Best debut indie game, Dispatch. Best independent game, Hades 2. Best community support, No Man's Sky. Best ongoing, No Man's Sky. Games for Impact, Despelote. Innovation in accessibility, Doom: The Dark Ages. Best performance, Konatsu Kato. Best audio design, Silent Hill F. Best score and music, Lorien Testard. Best art direction, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Best narrative, Silent Hill F. Best game direction, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. And game of the year, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. That's my votes. What are your votes? I am going to post this on my YouTube channel, so if you're watching this on my YouTube, leave a comment. I want to see what your votes were.